Hey, everybody. Nick, is there a way to turn the background music off?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you. All right, guys, we are here for another episode of Izac on Football. It feels weird saying that. I'm still not used to it. But I'm Izac with Izac on Football. We are going to preview the conference championships. We've got an action-packed show with two of my best buds. I'm very excited. This episode is going to be awesome. I'm actually streaming it on my hack Twitter so that people maybe see it and go to Izac on Football because crypto jerks hacked my Twitter, but I can still stream to it because they suck and they don't have control of me. So I'm getting the Twitter back, by the way. I'm coming for you. So anyways, off of that, because I don't want to make the show about it, but this show will probably get some views because it's going to go on my Fun Football Podcast Twitter that belongs to me. But we're going to talk about the conference championships if the Broncos have any chance against the Patriots. We're going to talk about that Rams Seahawks game. We're going to talk about the NFL coaching carousel that's happening, and I don't know if it's over yet. It's not. I mean, there's still openings. And then we're also going to talk about some of these MVP finalists, like the fact that Trevor Lawrence is an actual MVP finalist, which to me is insane. But before we keep going, Med, we've got Nerdcadia. What is that?
That's a new thing that's coming up very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Shots from the Sidelines. I am now going to Nerdcadia, where I'll be talking about basically other interests outside of football, but you will see me next season here on Izac on Football. But yeah, whenever I start kicking this one off, be talking about board games like Warhammer 40K, Heroes Quest, Dungeons and Dragons, also manga and comic books. So hopefully y'all like that too.
Heck yeah, man. I'm very excited. I literally, before we started, I was showing them my Magic the Gathering cards I just bought. And we've got Nick, host of Roll Coverage.
Yeah.
We've got some questions in the comments. I'm already excited. We'll hit in a second. But Nick, how you doing, man? You're going to be streaming some Hornets games. How are you feeling, man?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm feeling good. I just moved into the new house. Happy about that. And now that Med's doing D&D, obviously he's going to DM. So we've got some upcoming D&D games, hopefully.
Yes, we do.
So there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out this year, bro. I'm excited.
I have not forgotten about that, by the way, Nick. It's just trying to get everything.
I love it, dude. Nice, man. I want to join, not the first episode. Once you guys Nerdcadia roll in, I want to join, and I'll be restarting up my football pod or my movie pod with my buddy. Just busy right now, but we're going to do it soon. So, all right, we've got a question in the comments. I wasn't going to start with Packers, but really quick because we got a question on it. Who do you guys think the new defensive coordinator is going to be? I told Jason this, and he was like, wait, do you mean Raheem Morris? I was like, no, I mean Al Harris, the former Packers cornerback. I could see it. He played for the team. I think there are other options. I like I really like the Vikings DC if we could steal him, but I think it actually is going to be.
I thought he resigned.
Did he resign? Let me check it out.
Flores resigned, yeah.
Let me see. Yep, he signed. My bad. I didn't see it yesterday. That was the guy I wanted, but I figured they weren't going to let him go. It feels like Al Harris, but what do you guys think?
Jonathan Gannon.
Ooh.
Obviously, he just got fired, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like grabbing Eberflus like the Cowboys.
Correct.
Raheem Morris shouldn't have done.
I can tell you, don't do that.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna actually go with the boy from Buffalo, C. McDermott. I mean, they pretty much had the same defensive scheme. He would be able to slide in a little seamlessly. And as a defensive coordinator, I mean, he came from Carolina, did a really stand-up job back in the day when he was the defensive coordinator there. I think that if he actually went back down to where he ain't making any crucial, time management decisions or anything like that, I think he would actually be really good in that role.
I like it. Good stuff. Oh, we've got Twitter. This is why I'm going to keep streaming to my Twitter because it's mine. Thank you for reposting. I'm going to try to get the Twitter back, but let's do it. Justin's got a question for you. Nick, you said Gannon, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually hate that. I just feel like it's going to be Al Harris because he was a Packer player, even though he's only been.
If that's the case, why isn't Brett Favre your quarterback coach? Just because you play for the Packers doesn't mean he's a good hire.
They interviewed Al Harris. That was one of the other reasons why. It doesn't mean he's going to get it, but you don't want You don't want Brett Favre. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Love would be throwing even more interceptions in the playoffs.
Exactly. You don't want that. He's nobody Jordan loved him.
Did Jordan Love actually throw a pick in the playoffs this year?
Yes.
Did he go to the playoffs?
He did.
Against Chicago. Did he throw an interception?
If he did, it was a blink.
I'm sorry. He didn't actually. No, he had 4 touchdowns and no picks. Caleb threw a few.
Oh, I'm sorry. Caleb left with a W.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to happen when your head coach gives the game away. So.
Gives your game away. Matt LaFleur is arguably a top 10 coach. The fact that the Packers were debating on firing
regular season
makes
regular
no sense.
season. It makes sense when you coach that scared.
This is the first time Jordan Love has really been elite in the playoffs. 4 touchdowns, no picks.
He was great in that Packer against the Cowboys too.
Was he?
No, you're talking about something that happened 2 years ago.
Okay, so last year he had a bad game against Philly. He killed it this game, threw 4 touchdowns, and I was with Packer fans that were mad he didn't throw more touchdowns. And I'm like, okay, he threw 4. We need a defense that can hold a 20-point lead going into a fourth quarter, not give up 25
held enough for Halfley to get a job in Miami.
Bro, I have an idea.
That's wild to me because they fell off after Parsons went down. They're 0-5. Literally, if you include the Denver game, we were 0-5 without Micah. Not saying it's got to be more than one player, but Nick, here's the problem I have with LaFleur. Yes, he's good at getting us to the playoffs. Do I trust his judgment there? No, I don't. It's been 7 seasons now. He hasn't got since his first season. He hasn't gotten past the second round, and I know that's better than but I'm not Tennessee. I want more than what Sam wants. My team's got a lot more talent. I'm hungry. I want to get I want a Super Bowl. Sorry, Sam.
We'll discuss coaching in a little bit. I'm kind of interested in what Sam thinks about his head coach.
He's live right now. I wonder if he's happy about Robert Saleh. I don't know. I wouldn't be after what I saw in New York, but
I'd be pissed.
I'd be livid. I think he's a better DC. Some guys are not made to be head coaches, and I think that's Robert Saleh. Mike Vrabel is made to be a head coach. You're seeing it in New England. And Tennessee, this is not the guy to replace him. It's not. But we said that, it's funny, Med? We said this last year about Sam Darnold. He's 1 game away from the Super Bowl. So,
True.
It happens. Nick, here's the problem I have with LaFleur. He looked scared in that second half, and that happened multiple times this season. I don't trust him to coach with a lead at all.
Okay.
The team completely falls apart. If you watch the Packers, we are the most up and down team in the NFL. We play one half of good football. And to me, at some point when I see that consistently, that falls on it falls on the players too, but that falls on coaching. It does.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to have any answers.
I'll give you a little bit of that. But my issue with trying to replace or trying to do something with him is the fact that what are you going to go to? Harbaugh wasn't going to be a Packer. A lot of these guys weren't going to take that job.
I think Harbaugh would have had we gotten serious, but we didn't, so it's over.
But that would have been you guys are going to fire him next year when there's going to be random ones when Cliff Kingsbury's trying to get a job again. You're going to end up with that, and now you're going to think he's going to solve it. He did real good in Arizona.
Actually, who's going to be available next year if we actually do flame out again is Mike Tomlin.
I don't think Tomlin's coming back.
Oh, you don't? I think he's just taking 1 year.
I agree with Nick on that one. I think he's going to go into TV broadcasting.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be done. He's just going to sit there and enjoy it. He looks super happy. He's chilling with his kid. I don't think he wants it anymore. Why keep going to another team trying to resurrect it? You already have the coolest legacy in the NFL. You've never had a losing season. So
season.
Yeah. So I just don't see the idea of gambling it away. If the 49ers fired Kyle Shanahan, maybe you think about that because it's a roster ready to go. Or some big team, just fires their coach out of nowhere. Or Andy Reid retires. Hey, that'd be a shoo-in for Mike Tomlin. But don't go to just any situation, especially the Packers, which no offense, if not Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons obviously comes back raring to go. Isn't he already going to come back week 8?
Oh, well, he's trying to say September, but to me, this was one of those games I just don't see any coming back from it. There was already some issues, not saying hot seat, but this was short of Brandon Staley with the Chargers and the Falcons collapse in the Super Bowl against Brady. This was one of the worst playoff second half coaching performances I've seen this century. And I just have lost complete faith. I trust him to get us to the playoffs. I don't trust him. My goal is Super Bowls. I don't think LaFleur is the guy to do it. Not saying he's a bad coach. He's a good coach. I just don't see it.
You just have to wait for the right moment then and fire him like the moment a big guy gets fired. Then.
True. You know what? We've got some conference championships, but Justin has a Kyle question for you. Do you think he'll take Swift's job, or do you think it'll be a two-headed monster situation, Med? Sorry. I've been wanting to hit the LaFleur stuff because I'm pissed, but my bad, buddy.
Oh, well,
I mean, that is a good. We're gonna keep that nickname until he gets back to a conference championship. That is his name for me now. I love it. But Matt
LaFleur.
Yeah, no, I'm down. Let's do it. I'm gonna be all in on this. But what do you think of Managai? Do you think it's 50-50? Do you think he's the featured back? Will there be a featured back next year?
I think it's still going to have like a 55-45 feel to it, like it was this past season. But I think Mangai will actually start taking more of the reps over time. I mean, DeAndre Swift, great running back, extremely explosive. But Mangai he gets his flowers. I mean, the dude had a very impressive rookie year, especially as a 7th round pick. A lot of teams are going to be kicking themselves. But you look at what DeAndre Swift is. He has taken a beating. He's been in the NFL for about 5-6 years now. So that's a long time in running back here. And as far as concerning a running back, and Mangai just his rookie year, and he did phenomenal. And right now, to be honest, I think that he will start getting more reps, not at the beginning of the year, but towards the middle to the end of the year. I could see Mangai definitely taking over the role.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it's almost like Ben Johnson trying to replicate what he was doing with the Lions. Like he's trying to have that double back. But my concern is Manangai wasn't a really great receiver.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he had like 18 receptions for like 30 yards. So I understand if he's going to be the third down back, but even then he's not like a third down back like you would normally think. I do think that there's a thing for Swift there, but I could also see something where maybe they also go out and get somebody else in the draft as well. Like there's nobody ruling them out getting like a 3rd round running back and then adding it to it and then seeing what happens. Obviously, Manungai is in the catbird seat, I feel like, because it's Swift's job to lose. But yeah, I feel like you guys have something really good there. And especially depending on what you guys address in the draft, probably the offensive line.
Agreed.
Like that's going to absolutely make them all better. And no offense, it's going to take the onus off of Caleb in a lot of ways. So this way he can just, go play action and make it easier.
Yeah. And, as far as the draft goes and everything like that, like you said, the offensive line would be, especially with Tunney, he's 33 this year, be 34 next year. Vast improvements, but you do have to start to actually look into replacing them after only 1 year, and also addressing the pass rush and rush defense as well. So there's plenty of holes that the Bears need to fill in the offseason. And, of course, there's going to be some cap casualties, which we kind of touched up on right before the show with DJ Moore possibly getting axed. And I would actually go ahead and throw Edmonds on there as well.
This is my first stream from a hacked Twitter account, man. This is great. What? I'm just gonna say it. Fuck those hackers.
Fuck those Packers.
Yeah. Agreed. Those Packers.
Thank you, Justin. Justin, keep throwing questions. We're gonna hit the conference championships now. Janae, low key flirting with Med, but she loves you. If it's safe to drive, Janae, I'll come over, but I'm worried about the roads. We actually school already got canceled for me on Monday because it's gonna ice and snow over the next 2 days. Nick, I like your counterpoint on LaFleur. At the end of the show, I've got some stuff for you, but I don't want to drill Packers into Med's brain.
No, you're fine. No, I just like messing with Justin and all of them. So Janae.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm gonna Med. You know what? You two pick. Do you guys? I just don't really see much hope for Denver. Do you guys want to hit that game, or you want to hit the more competitive game?
There's absolutely a timeline where the Broncos just stifle Drake May. No offense, if you get a solid pass rush on Drake May, he folds. He has gone against arguably the worst schedule, like played cupcakes the entire way. So no offense,
That's
whoever gets him next, I think it's going to be the Seahawks are going to get him in the Super Bowl if the Patriots win. And I think they're going to murder them. They're going to destroy them. Drake May's not going to know what to do. That defense, especially Seattle, or again, the Rams, both of them can go after him. And now Jared Verse is back for the Rams. Like, there is no hope. But I also think that there's a situation where Jared Stidham could just give 2 touchdowns, no picks, and not lose the game. Like, nobody's going to ask him to throw 4 touchdowns or anything like that. They're going to run the shit out of the ball and play a ton of defense. And that's it. Just crush him.
I think the Rams are actually going to upset the Seahawks. They gave away the last game.
If that's the case, then that's great for them. But I genuinely think that the Seahawks defense alone can beat the Rams.
Oh, it's special. Okay, tell you what, let's pick a game. Med, I know you're having a rough weekend. I want you pick. Which one do you want to hit first?
I mean, we could go with the grapefruit first and just say Patriots and Denver Broncos. I mean, I kind of agree. I like what Nick says. This feels like it could be a very Trent Dilfer-ish type of run, like what Baltimore did back in 2001. Jared Stidham, when you look at his record, it's 1-3, but he is 8-8. So he is about as average as you can get, kind of like Trent Dilfer. And that defense, I mean, Denver's defense is low-key really good. A lot of people on the East Coast don't really get to see it too much. Western does. But, I mean, they still have – you're looking at Patrick Surtain, who, former Defensive Player of the Year, could be a candidate for that this year too. The defense is actually really well led, and Vic Fangio.
Yeah,
good job, bro. I mean,
the talent's there. I worry about a little bit of their talent on offense. I don't love the supporting cast, but it's not that it's. I got to be honest, New England's isn't that special either. Drake May is just, Nick kind of nailed it. He's made, he's made it happen against mostly subpar competition.
Yeah.
I have been impressed though with his ability to push the ball down the field. The guy's got the best deep ball in the league, and you can be against subpar competition, but the way he pushes the ball is still very impressive. You can make an argument he should be MVP, which we'll hit later. But, what's really funny is I don't see either supporting cast on offense as being super special in this one. I think the more talented players are in the NFC on the offensive side of the ball. Don't get me wrong, I like Cortland Sutton, I like Franklin. Pat Bryant's starting to break out a little bit for Denver. You got Evan Ingram, you got RJ Harvey, you've got that's not bad. It's solid. New England's actually kind of lacking. This is Nick, you kind of nailed it. This might be that game where they struggle to put up points.
Yep.
I just Stidham can't give the game away on the other end.
They're either going to shell them, and the Broncos are going to lose by 30, or this thing is going to go down to 20-21.
Ooh, Super Bowl, Janae. I'm down. Super Bowl, yes, let's do it. Absolutely, I'm in. We'll message Med about the Bears. Wait, they won't be in it. Neither will the Packers. It is what it is.
Remember what happened last time you messaged me? What happened?
Oh man, that's gonna live in infamy. I swear. Nick, did I tell you that story? What? I messaged him a video we make when it's either 14 or 20-3. I can't remember.
14-3.
And I'm like, are the Bears gonna come back? And we're like, nah. And then they did. And I gotta say,
you like the response better?
That was one of the few games I've ever wanted legit been we need to cut our kick. I hate being this guy, but I was like, if nobody loses their job from this, that is unacceptable. At least the damn kicker needs to go. Something, man. Somebody. Happily leaving isn't him losing his job.
Izac always wants blood. He doesn't want any compromise.
So bad, Nick.
The kicker got.
He's a very spicy individual.
Right? I am spicy, man. I'm spicy.
I'm so angry.
Yeah, I mean, just call it a spicy cheddar take on that one.
Exactly.
Wait, am I going to be a pepper jack? What am I going to be here? What's a spicy cheese? Need a
the pepper jack. I think is as spicy as you can get.
Yeah, well, I'm pepper jack cheese. That's me.
They've definitely got ghost pepper cheese, but sure.
Ooh, I've had ghost peppers. That's
it sucks.
That's a rough day. You don't want to have that. Okay, here's my quick other thoughts. Do the Patriots have enough? Stephon Diggs is going to have to get going. I really like their running game, Like they're starting to use Travion. I think that's where they're gonna have to win this game and play action. But the problem, Nick, you said it. Denver's run D is no joke. They're second in the NFL. The thing that people forget, though, this is interesting. This is another element. New England's defense is pretty damn good. They're not. They're almost as
but
good.
They're not even close to these other three.
No.
Actually, they're better than the Rams D. They're actually fourth in points and eighth in yards.
But you
Now
look at
that's,
what
but schedule fair.
Schedule. I mean, we play.
Well, I mean, you
Jets
got 4
a year.
games against the Dolphins and the Jets.
And not just that, but when they beat my Panthers, they beat them like 42-5 or 42-9 or something like that. That is not indicative of how good the Patriots are. Like at that time, the Panthers were just bad.
Can I ask you guys a question? If Bo Nix was playing, which team do you think would have been more ready for this moment? Do you think it would have been Denver?
Denver.
Because it's in Denver?
No, because it's Bo
just
Nix.
because I like Bo
5
Nix.
years in college.
Yeah.
You like Bo Nix. See, it's funny is the one thing I like about New England is Drake May and I like Mike Vrabel, that combo. I don't think it's ready yet, but I like the trajectory of that team.
I promise you right now, ahead of the conference championship, that the Patriots not only will not get back here, but they might miss the playoffs next year because they're actually going to have a decent schedule. It's not going to be cupcakes. It's not going to be anything like that. And you know what's going to change? All these teams are going to be better. The Dolphins might even be better.
Whoa.
The Jets might actually, do something. There's a whole bunch of things.
I love your hot takes, but I don't know about those two.
They might actually win one of their games.
I mean, they both sold out in the middle of the season, so.
You're right, though. The schedule does lean into it. I believe in May. I really do. I don't know if that means now, but damn, New England, I think they got their QB. I think
this is their Joe Burrow moment. This is his chance to win a Super Bowl, and if he doesn't, he's never going to get back.
I like that. That's a good solid take.
There's plenty of quarterbacks that get there and lose and never return.
I want to say what's funny is the AFC, it just depends on where the AFC goes because the Chiefs to me look like a mess and a half. Mahomes doesn't look the same. Reed's getting older. I
think that's why
I don't trust Baltimore or Buffalo. So I feel like the AFC is going to be pretty open. It might be some of these teams again next year. I think this was kind of a changing of the guard season. I don't think the Chiefs are going to come back and win 14 or 15 games next year. Mahomes is coming off an ACL. It's not going to happen. The Bills, they need some help on offense, fast, quick, and hurry. They need somebody that can tackle on that defense. They've got a lot of problems. The Baltimore, they just lost John Harbaugh. I don't think they're coming back.
Yeah, and they're trading Lamar Jackson.
That'd be wild. Okay, so because I want to hit the NFC game and we've got a war and I've got some Bears questions for Med and I got some Panthers questions, but we've got a lot of stuff and the coaching stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You guys already said it, but pretty much. But who do you think wins this game? I'll go last. Nick, and then Med, and then me on this one. Nick, who wins? What's the score? And who's the MVP of the game?
21-20 Broncos.
Ooh, close. Okay.
And I think the MVP is Troy Franklin.
I love your hot takes too, man. The Dolphins Jets one. I kind of hope you're right because they've lived in purgatory for a while. So
the Jets are going to get some good players. The Miami's got a changing of the guard. There's a lot, and I think they're going to probably look at dealing Tua. So,
for sure.
Should.
If anybody will take him, if not, that might just be a cut situation.
Carolina might take him.
I think you guys should give Bryce Young another season. He showed a little bit of promise.
Okay, just wait till next year. I'm telling you.
I mean, he did get a 3,000-yard season this year.
Oh, wow, the bare minimum. So did Cam Ward as a rookie. As a Titan. A Titan got more yards.
He made the playoffs? He made the playoffs?
Didn't. The Panthers made the playoffs. He did not.
He did look way less helpless than he did his first 2 seasons. I'll give him that.
That is a very, very low bar.
Oh, I mean, we're talking. Look,
I was watching the whole season. I saw that shit going all over the field.
And listen, he has his moments, but it's hilarious when your franchise quarterback, other than Cam, Jake Delhomme, says, "I wish somebody would step on his ankle." Before the playoff game, because he's like, I think he's a better quarterback when he doesn't run around.
I mean, honestly, I think the Texans, there's a comment about this, but I think the Texans, I know they've got injuries on offense, but I think the Texans would have been better off with Davis Mills in the second half of that playoff game. CJ Stroud completely chucked that game away. Like that defense is that defense is arguably better than Denver, I think, actually. And CJ Stroud was that horrific. You can't throw 4 picks in a game. I don't care who your receivers or offensive line are. Like the dude, he's not that consistently bad, but we'll get to that one.
No, because he also was the one with a perfect passer rating as a rookie in the playoffs. So it's kind of like it's good and bad, and they're definitely not moving on from CJ Stroud. Sure, they'll probably go get a 5th or 6th or a 7th round quarterback, but they're not going to do anything to compete with CJ Stroud.
He needs to. I want to see some progress this year. He's regressed the last 2 years. I need to see a little more. But the offense has had a lot of issues. It's not all on him, but it is all on him when he throws 4 picks in a playoff game and a half.
Wide receiver. He can't just depend on Nico Collins.
True, and he's not healthy enough. So they drafted 2 last year. We'll see if they develop. But let's keep. That was me. That was my sidetrack. Med, who wins? Pats Broncos. Why? And who's your MVP?
I'm trying not to piggyback on them too much, but I have to go with Nick on this one. I'm actually going to go with an even lower score because I just have that much faith in that defense. Because look at what New England has on offense. They only have 1,000-yard receiver, and that's it. You know, Drake May had an amazing season, but he hasn't faced a defense quite like this. And you know, I think that what we were discussing earlier with Stidham possibly being the next Trent, have his Trent Dilfer moment and get into the Super Bowl, I could see that happening. They're just going to run the ball, keep that offense off to the sidelines, and just handle business. So I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one. And as far as my MVP goes, I think you're going to see Cortland Sutton like just basically toss away to Walker for a second, and he's just going to have a day. I think this might be one of those games like Stidham all of a sudden becomes Steve Young and just starts dropping dimes everywhere. It'll be amazing.
I agree.
I love it. I'm going Pats. I believe in Drake May. I think he gets this done. I don't trust. I mean, it comes down to more than QB, but you've got Drake May or Jared Stidham. That's like the freaking ocean. Like the gap there, it's as wide as the ocean, and I think that's going to matter. And coaching is, I mean, I like variable. Obviously, Sean Payton's a good coach. He's proven that now again, getting this Denver team right, quick, fast. Once he could get rid of Russell Wilson, but I'm going Drake May. I think they just edge him out. I think it's I actually still think it's going to be close. I don't think Stidham's going to make a lot of mistakes, but I think Drake May is going to make just enough plays. I think it'll be Travion Henderson and Diggs that help carry, but May will be the MVP, and I think it'll be 24-20. Good game, though. I think Denver's D is good enough to win this. The more we talk about it, I wouldn't be that shocked. But even in Denver, I'm going to go New England on this one.
I mean, we do have to remember he is coming off of a win against the Chargers where they scored 16 points, and he had a touchdown and a pick. So as long as Stidham can give him a touchdown and a pick, they're in it.
True story. And that D, I mean, seriously, like if all healthy, it was probably them or Houston's D or Seattle Seattle. I don't know. Seattle in Seattle might be the best, but on a neutral field, I don't know. I still think I'd lean Texans, but those 3 defenses are pretty special. Any more thoughts on the AFC Conference Championship before I like what you said about May. That'd be very interesting if he never gets back there.
There's a lot of them that won't. Like, I don't think Jordan Love will ever get to a Super Bowl. Like, well,
since you brought it up, that's another reason why I want another coach. I think somebody else would get more out of Love.
Love has already been squeezed. I don't think there's much more you can get out of him.
Well, I'm happy with the fact that Matt LaFleur got an extension.
Med, do you think if we let's say the Packers were able to pull off a trade for AJ Brown, do you think you'd see more out of Love?
No, because I think the way that they with what they currently have right now, you don't have a diva receiver. And AJ Brown, with all the stuff that's going on in Philadelphia and everything, you can arguably say that the little friction that was going on between him and Hurts, I mean, that was kind of detrimental to probably the offensive side of the ball this season. It's a distraction.
Trade Jordan Love.
Do you want that?
No, I want the talent. I wouldn't want him. I was just thinking of a receiver that's available. I don't know who else would be. I was thinking of a guy that would be able to step in and be our number one because Christian Watson is made of glass and he's not going to stay healthy for a full season. I'll believe that when I see it. 4 years in and in college, the dude is
Again, do it. Give up your first round pick this year and go get Lamar Jackson.
We already give
Jordan
up our
Love
first
for
for
Lamar.
Micah Parsons. We already give up our first for Micah.
Okay, give up future ones. I don't know.
Do you actually think the Ravens? I don't think they're going to do it, man.
The Ravens fired Harbaugh for the dumbest reason possible because he wanted to, because he didn't want to fire his OC.
Because they missed a kick.
No,
A rookie kicker missed a kick.
Yeah, the rookie kicker missed a kick, but not even that. It's also because he didn't want to fire his OC. Like he was like, no, I want him to stay here. So he's like, okay, bye, basically. Like that's a dumb reason. 18 years or whatever it was with Baltimore.
18 years.
You're gonna burn that for somebody. If they win 4 games this year, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
They might. They've got a lot of problems on defense. I don't love their receivers. Derrick Henry's getting older. They've got some issues. Like,
I mean, they'll have Fernando Mendoza, so it won't matter.
If Lamar moves, that's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because I mean, the Bills just said, like, hey, the Bills just said we're moving on from McDermott because Josh Allen choked away a playoff game. Now, it was more than that. It was kind of the same thing I thought with LaFleur. They just were like, yo, we don't see you being the guy to get us there.
Mm-hmm.
But because the Bucks got to fall somewhere. Med thought he would get another season, right? Med, you thought McDermott would get one more because if there was one game where you could put on somebody other than the coach.
Well, he's 98 and 50. And, the way I look at it is you can't always blame everything on the coach. I mean, in the long run, that is what happens in the NFL and any other. You're going to blame – that's your fall guy. In fact, there is a saying that is out there that when you become an NFL head coach to get fired later. And it's true.
NFL health coach.
Yeah.
That's what Canales is going through right now in Carolina. Like, he's getting blamed for all their stuff, so I get it. But I put out a tweet as soon as they lost that game. I was like, McDermott will be fired within the next 48 hours. Like, as soon as that happened, I was like, it's over.
Yep. You nailed it, man.
It doesn't make any sense because, again, you hope and pray that the guy comes in, can do a better job.
I mean, I
think Bean is the problem, but that's a separate argument.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's pivot to this NFC game. I'm very excited for this. Both of those last two were very close. The Rams kind of sort of gifted away the last one. They were up by a lot. I can't remember how much, but they were up by quite a bit. And they gave that one away. Their offense is lethal, first in the NFL, but the Seahawks offense is actually pretty solid too. Their defense is first in points, not in yards. The Rams defense is solid. Got an interesting game here. The Seahawks have been completely demolishing teams since that Rams game where they came back and won by 1. They beat the Colts by 2, so they had 2 really close games. Then they beat up the Panthers bad, and then they had 2 in a row against San Fran, a beat up San Fran team. So I think people forget San Fran. They look like the Walking Dead here. So I think this is going to be a much different test. Although the Rams haven't been playing super inspired football, they have won 2 road playoff games by the skin of their damn teeth, both of them, against your team, Nick, where they barely eked it out, and then against Chicago, where they almost looked like they didn't want to win the game for a while, Med, in my opinion. Now we do need to talk about your team. That Caleb throw was outstanding, but that game looked like a game. It was so cold, it almost looked like neither team wanted to win.
Yep.
It was very defensive. Stafford could not get into a rhythm for most of the game. I was very impressed with your defense's ability to get pressure on him when that's not your team's strength. That was shocking. The DB blitz worked. Do you see Seattle pulling that card out, or you even think they need to blitz to get pressure?
They're going to blitz. I mean, they've been a pretty aggressive defense this year, and I mean, you look at the way they're actually built. They got 2 stud running backs in Kenneth Walker III and Izac Chardonnay. I mean, yes, everyone talks about Jackson Smith Najimba, but in reality, this team is extremely balanced, and that defense, that is a bell ringer right there. You're looking back to the old days of the Legion of Boom, and they can put pressure with just their front four, but they're going to bring that fifth guy every now and then to just kind of put a little spice on it and make old man Stafford move around a little bit.
I agree. One of the things to remember, though, is that Charbonnet is out. He's on
Charbonnet
IR.
is out. Well, that just my right there. So
no, it's going to be him and George Halani, who's actually pretty good from Boise State. So that one's solid. But yeah, he is out. But both of their games in the regular season, the Rams lost that game 38-37. And then the other one, the Rams won 21-19. So they've both been within 2 points. So this is not going to be like a rout. And if it is, I mean, it's just because one side collapses. Because again, both of these games that they played in division, they've played tight.
And also, I think that the weather, like with the Chicago game, is gonna play a factor. Really and truthfully, you look at all the times that the Bears went for it on fourth down. If they would have converted, just say half of the four that they missed, would have been a different game. And that's another thing to really think about. Seattle is not going to be one of those teams where you can actually do that. They actually have a more consistent offense than what the Bears did, and they could actually play a whole 60-minute game as opposed to 15 minutes.
Yep.
Do you guys trust Sam Darnold to get to a Super Bowl?
Of course.
In the past I said no, but in like last week when he was just destroying a pretty decent San Francisco 49ers defense, I think that this might be his year.
Yeah.
It might be. There's still an element, and it happened this year, where they lost. They were able to overcome it more often than not, but there was a few games. It was a little wild to me that he made a Pro Bowl. It was only because they were the number 1 seed, but Jordan Love had better stats. There was a couple other QBs in the NFC that had way better, not just QBR, but way less interceptions. But it's not just about that, but there were games, a few of them this year, where he had that Sam Darnold moment that isn't good. But the team, I do think, is talented enough for him to get there as long as he doesn't give it away. This is the type of game, though, to me, if he has 2 or 3 picks, that could be the difference in a game against Stafford. I think you're going to see the best version of the Rams. They play the Seahawks team extremely tough. I'm going to be really shocked. As good as Seattle's been, I'm going to be actually shocked if it's a double-digit game. I don't think it's going to be there. I think it's going to be a hell of an end. I think the winner of this wins the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl to me.
This is Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
As good as Denver's D is, man, they'd have to be effing outstanding with Stidham, and Stidham would have to play his best ball. And New England, to me, doesn't look ready. So this is the Super Bowl, and I can't wait, man. Like, you're going to give me 2 teams that aren't mine. I would have rooted for Mets Bears. They're getting there. But this is it, man. I want to see round 3 of these 2 juggernauts. The Rams have got to bring their A game, though, which we know they can do.
Yep.
Damn, this is going to be fun, man. I'm really interested in how Stafford's going to play. This could be. I don't think he's going to retire, but this could be his last really great shot to pull this off, to get his second ring.
Is he still having issues with his finger?
That I don't know. Let me see if he's on the injury report. Let me check it out. Even though I don't think they would have listed it anyways. But Byron Young is playing. He's questionable. You said it earlier. Nick, you said it, right?
No, Med did.
Oh, my bad. Med did. My bad. Seahawks. No, he's not on the injury report. Charbonnet's out. Any other big injuries for the Seahawks in this one? Josh Jones is questionable. Nothing huge. Torrey Horton's out. I mean, he's been out. Yeah.
Darnold says that he's feel good too. Ugh. Darnold says that he feels good too. Jesus.
And he played good last week. I was a little worried about that. I was like, he hadn't thrown all week. I was wondering if that was going to be a problem. I actually picked the 49ers just because I needed to see it from Darnold. I really did. And I'm starting to get on Med's train and the whole world where I'm like, maybe this guy actually can do it. It's not just the QB, but it's such an important position where that's the one that can swing the game more than anybody. So I'm leaning towards Rams, but like, I think it's going to overtime and I think they're winning an OT. This is going to be close. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm going to tell you, as good as Seattle's D is, I think this game's going to get into 30s. Not as high as last time, but I think it's going to be 33 to, they'll stop Seattle. They'll get a field goal. They'll win 33-30. I think the over under, they're going to blow by it.
I was going to say 34-27 Seahawks.
I could see that. That's a good score. Who's the MVP, Nick?
If that's the case, it's probably Sam Darnold. But I'm guessing it's going to be because of an overwhelming special teams play. Again, see what Shaheed does. Anything like that, or even a defensive player.
I like it. That's a good call.
I could see a few of their guys getting 2 sacks. See Evan Ward come up with a forced fumble and an interception.
I think if they're going to win this, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are going to have to ball out. So I actually think it could be one of them.
Oh yeah. Stafford will have to have 4 touchdowns, no picks, or 5 touchdowns, no picks.
Or Kyron Williams is going to have to get going, and he's huge for that.
That run game ain't going to do nothing against Seattle, and vice versa. I don't think they're really going to be able to run. I think it's going to have to be a quarterback shootout.
And if it's a quarterback shootout, as good as Seattle's D is, that's where I do trust Stafford. Seattle's D is going to have to be all on this, and their pass D is good. It's not it's been playing great. It's not quite as elite as people think. Seattle's run D is special. Their pass D is pretty good, so they're going to have to play their best game too. Matt, what you think, man? Who do you think goes to the Super Bowl here?
Sunday it's supposed to be 43 degrees, so I mean that ain't too bad. But whenever it's cold and everything, they were talking about how Matt Stafford likes to put on a scuba suit, and and really, truthfully, I think he's going to go down on this one, just like in the water. And the main reason why is I just think that Seattle. I'm not saying the Rams ain't hungry, but I feel like Seattle's a lot more hungrier.
Yeah.
And like we were discussing the whole defense thing and everything, you got a guy over on the other side of the field that no one's really talking about, and that's Cooper Kupp, who was just released last year by the same Rams team. And I think that's going to have a little bit of a revenge factor. You got to think about the pickup of Rashid Shaheed right before the trade deadline. First play in the last week, touchdown. And AJ Barner, that's a pretty decent tight end. That just came, out of nowhere. I really think that Sam Darnold and them are going to win this game, and I'm going to go with a 27-17 score.
I like it. What's up, Jason? Good score. All right. Because I would love to have you both on. I'm hoping we can pull it off, but let's just say we don't. My Super Bowl is Pats, Rams. Are you guys Nick?
Pats, Seahawks. If I had to bet, it's Pats, Seahawks.
But you picked Broncos, right?
Yep.
Okay. Who wins your Super Bowl? Broncos.
Seattle.
Yeah, I agree. Med, who wins your Super Bowl?
Seattle.
And I'm picking Rams if they clear this. Although I wouldn't be shocked, but I like to go against the grain every once in a while. Seattle's favored. I just, I'm not going to be surprised if they win. I'd be a little more surprised if Denver wins, like I think we all would. But all right.
That would be an epic run. Sean Payton deserves an award.
And if Seattle wins a Super Bowl after signing Sam Darnold with McDonald, there's going to be so many Legion of Boom comparisons. That'll be really good for Seattle.
If that's the case, they should change all the McDonald's around there and call them McDonald's.
I like it. Good stuff. All right. Okay. I would like to talk a little coaching, then we'll have some MVP stuff. Med, what has been the most surprising coaching hire so far for you, and what move do you want to see next that hasn't happened yet?
The most surprising one out of the ones I've seen so far is it's a toss-up between Jeff Hafley and really Robert Saleh. I'm going to go with Robert Saleh on this one because he is a defensive mind, and you have a young, impressionable rookie quarterback that you're going to tie him into it, and it just screams Eberflus to me. It's just, you have a defensive coordinator that's going to sit there and talk about drop back technique with your high prize rookie QB, and hopefully he gets some help this season. But with this guy here, I don't think it's going to happen.
Good point. That's good stuff. I like it. That's the Hafley one. I want to see how the guy does. He did a good job with our D, but it wasn't great recently. I had some issues this year, even though he was good. I was a little surprised he landed a job this quick. but good for him. I don't think it's going to work out in Miami, but I said this about Seattle last year with Darnold, and I was wildly wrong. That defense, I did not expect this. I don't think anybody expected this team to be this good. Nick, what has been your most surprising hire, and what do you want to see next?
To be honest, I thought it was Minter. I didn't expect him to go that route. I think he could do well. I'm not necessarily a big fan, but I get it. You're trying to return to the Baltimore of old, really crushing defense and everything like that. You have Derrick Henry for at least one more year, so he's going to be able to carry you to hopefully 5-6 wins right there. So from that, it makes sense. I just don't know with, the whole Lamar stuff going around. Obviously, the big one is maybe he becomes a Raider. That would be crazy. Obviously, they would have to give up quite a bit. Or I'm sorry, they'd be receiving quite a bit from the Raiders on top of the number 1 pick. So Mendoza would be out there. That would fundamentally change everything. You completely change your view of the Ravens. They immediately go from this hyper dynamic offense to a more field general ran, kind of offense. So I do like the potential of that. But the next one I think is going to be interesting is who goes to the Bills. Like,
yeah, Philip Rivers.
I don't love anybody so far that they've talked about.
Philip Rivers, man, let's go. Let's do
what
it.
Is this, Jeff Saturday? What
Come
are the Colts doing?
Let's do it. He's coached high school. It's so inspiring. Let him coach an NFL team. It'll
A private
be
school.
Let's do it. Private school.
Yeah, a private Christian school.
And he's getting interviews. That's wild. I think it'd be hella fun. It'd be a fun NFL story. They shouldn't do it.
What are we going to hire now?
They probably should do Brady.
Going to run a team now?
They probably should do Brady if they can't get Tomlin to do it.
I do like Joe Brady.
I think it's Joe Brady. It's got to be Joe Brady. He's been there. Joe Brady's been there. It's not like the Al Harris thing. Like there is other guys I want for the Packers DC job over that, but that link made some sense to me and they interviewed him. I think we'll see. But I think Joe Brady makes a lot of sense here. He's done good with the offense. They need help at receiver. Like they have legit come out and completely thrown Keon Coleman under the bus, and the owner did, and they basically have said he's not coming back, which is, I love it.
And then also, who are the Raiders hiring?
Anybody else?
I don't know who it is.
Anybody but Pete Carroll. That was, man, that team. You got to feel for Raiders fans, man. It really sucks because I'm going to piss some people off here. The Jets, I know, have had their day 55 years ago. They've been terrible. The Raiders, it's been a minute, but they do have a storied history. And it'd be cool to see them good again. It's kind of like the Giants, where it's like, I just feel like the NFL is a little better when they're a good team. Like, you can only have so many good teams. I got to be honest, I don't care if the Lions suck. Let them suck. They've always sucked.
Yeah,
the Raiders, they can still suck. I don't care about Lions fans are a joke to me. And I have some family, so I'm sorry. I love you guys. But the Raiders, it'd be cool to see them good again. So they need to go get the best possible candidate. I just don't know at this point. Med, you got any ideas? I'm not sure who I like for them. Somebody offensive-minded, I think.
For Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, hell, I mean, you're hearing about like Max Crosby possibly being the next target for the Chicago Bears right now, which I would absolutely love.
Oh my God, you guys get him?
Mm-hmm.
That would be that'd be perfect. That'd be like what we did, but then maybe even then some, honestly. Like that would be amazing for you guys. If you pull that off, I would pull that trigger now.
What are you guys going to have to give up for it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy we took a swing as a Lions fan. Sorry, Justin, I love you. I love you.
Mike is going to be out a decent chunk of next year, so you're basically paying him for a little bit of last year, half at least of next year, where he's still not even going to come back at full strength. And then you're going to hope and pray that he comes back after a major knee injury.
We didn't trade for him before. Every player could get hurt. You're right.
You're right. It's just going to be interesting to see how this ages, because then obviously if LaFlop is fired, then what happens? You guys go DC, and if you don't, then you need to go out there, or a DC as head coach, I mean, because if you don't, then you're going to have to go out there and get a really, really great DC to support your now offensive coach that's going to invest a ton of stuff in the offense and pull it away from the defense.
True story. But it did elevate our team when healthy to I mean, we were right there to a possible Super Bowl contender, whereas we weren't before. Same thing with Chicago. Not that they, to me though, that's a team that's on the rise with a young QB, even younger than us. But it would get them a lot closer. But you're right, assets matter. I was happy they finally took that swing because the defense was like the fifth or sixth best defense in the NFL when Micah was healthy.
Yeah.
So I just would like to
good.
see.
It's just
you know,
who's going to be your coach next year. It's most like, or not next year, the following year. It's most likely a DC.
Like Tomlin. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man.
If Tomlin
really
comes
don't.
back, he's going to be a Buck.
That'd be interesting. I don't
If
know.
I was the Las Vegas Raiders
I
and
don't
I
know
was
who for the
looking for a
Raiders. I don't
DC,
know.
I would actually look at Vic Fangio and take what is over at Denver right now. Go ahead and hurt them, and at the same time build strength on yourself. I mean, you got some talent on the defense. There's not much, but there is some there, and you do have your running back pretty much sewn up, and you got Trey Tucker. I mean, there really ain't shit in Las Vegas right now, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
Brock Bowers.
unfortunate for
Ginty
the
and
Raiders
Bowers.
fans, but they really need to focus on rebuilding that offensive line because it's not there. Ginty would just get beat up, and you got Trey Tucker, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
Ginty had 1,300 yards after contact.
he was getting hit as soon as he got the ball handed to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if Micah's going to be full strength till midseason, but you know what? As long as if he's back to full strength by mid to late season, I don't know. It just depends on the other moves we make. I still think we're going to be a playoff team.
I think you're
we'll
going to
see.
lose Quay Walker, so that's going to be a loss.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we do, I'm curious what we do with him. He was actually playing a lot better this year. That one's going to be interesting. Watson and
He's
Dubs are
walking
free
away out
agents.
of free agency this year.
Yeah, Watson and Dubs are free agents too. That's going to be interesting. We'll hit that one in a second, though.
You should trade for DJ Moore.
I actually would love that. I'm not joking.
They would never do that. They would jettison him into the sun.
They would never do it, but DJ Moore. It's not going to happen because DJ Moore.
So you better find a three-way trade to where he gets
for
traded
Rasheed
somewhere
Rice.
and then trade it
probably
from
get him
there.
for cheap.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he'd be better than anybody we have on our team. I don't love this receiving core at all.
Sign Mike Evans then.
you got your number one in this past year's draft.
What do you mean? The golden shower? No way.
I did like the way that was one of the few things I liked about that stupid playoff game. He actually had some good plays in the fourth quarter. Finally, I was like, oh my gosh.
During the regular season, was he the opposite of Matt LaFleur?
Oh my gosh. He was I kept thinking if we had Luther Burden, if we had Luther Burden,
Stop
if only
for Bears.
Well, we could have drafted him. Can we draft the right player?
You're not as smart as the Bears.
Yeah, Martha.
I am. I wanted Burden. I didn't want Golden.
I was going to say Burden was my number one.
I told you both I wanted Burden over Golden, but I wanted a receiver. I wasn't when I drafted him. I was like,
I don't recall.
No, I mean, just think of it like this. I think you'll see him for the next 10 years on my team.
Probably. No joke. His run after the catch ability is outstanding. But yeah, well, you know what? Let's hit some more. I got a couple more questions, and we can dive into our teams. Okay. Is there any guy out there that what was the most shocking fire to you guys? Was it McDermott? Was it Harbaugh? Tomlin wasn't a fire and he stepped down. That doesn't count to me. But which firing was the most surprising? It's got to be one of those.
Definitely
right?
Harbaugh.
It's not Mike McDaniel. That one makes sense. So Harbaugh for you.
Yeah.
Med, which one was it for you? Harbaugh? Was it? What you thinking? McDermott, I think, is a little like that one was. I mean, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but
McDermott for me, I guess. But John Harbaugh, like y'all were talking about earlier, 18 years. I mean,
yeah.
And ain't he like the all-time road winningest coach in NFL history or something like that?
Yeah, it's pretty up there.
Yeah, no. So I mean, that was kind of shocking. I mean, in all honesty, Giants, congratulations. You bought stability. So
look at that.
It's great that your fans lie to you.
Oh, hold up. Let me write that down real quick, Jason.
Hey, Jason, we're going to start a book, okay? The book is going to be called Things Jason Says. And we love you. But if this one doesn't happen, it's going to go in this book.
Going to be a stud.
And we're going to come
back.
back.
The Packers going to win the Super Bowl next year, Jason?
Hell no.
I think we'll be in the playoffs.
They're going to fire Matt LaFleur after they go 4-7.
I'd be a little surprised if the team doesn't at least make a wild card because they have so much talent, and that's not bias. That's just truth. But I don't know, man. I just would love for the team to have faith in the decision makers, and I just don't. But Med talked about it. The GM, while we're on it, the GM has made mistakes too. Med, your GM doesn't do that. He went out and tried to address the offensive line. It didn't work. So what did he do? He went out and hit it again. But he hit it 2 off seasons in a row. Our guy seems to do this thing. He's like, tell you what I'm going to do, people. I'm going to draft 3 guys out of position. And they're either good, they're going to work, or that position's still going to suck, and that I won't address it for 4 more years. That's what he does. He's like, I'm going to draft 2 or 3 receivers. He drafted 2 this time. But he does 2 or 3 guys at a position. We drafted 3 linebackers the draft before that. We drafted how many safeties? 4? 3? How many was it?
You got 3 that year.
3 safeties. He does this crap where he doubles on positions. So we've got a weirdly constructed roster where we're really deep at some positions, seriously lacking talent in others. And it's
almost like the Packers should adopt the philosophy that you can trade for players.
Like we did. That's why I was, even though the price was high, Nick, that's why I was happy we actually made a trade for Micah, even though it was a high price, because we never do it. So it was abandoning the philosophy that wasn't working. It's like,
but now you don't have the capital to go out and get a top flight receiver unless you go get AJ Brown, which, no offense, if you get 1 year out of it, that's great. But again, if LaFleur stinks again and he's gone, then you just wasted that year with AJ Brown.
And I think perception is so important in the NFL. We all think LaFleur is a good coach, but when you've lost the locker room, if we see it this year, we're going to know right away.
Lost the locker room, or is that just an angry Packers fan?
That's an angry Packers fan.
But he may have after that game.
It's not 100% on him, though. Just like my Carolina Panthers were going through, at the end of the day, he's just writing the play down, and the guys have to go out there and execute. That's why you guys, if you fire him, are going to overcorrect like every other team does. And then instead of going with an offensive guy like you did with LaFleur, you'll go defensive, and then Micah will have his resurgence.
What's funny is I wouldn't do that. I would go hire another offensive guy, actually. Because you need to get the best of.
I think they're going to try and return to the old Packers, where I personally always remember the Packers as a good defense.
Well, that's true. I mean, but they had that this year with Halfley. The defense when Micah was out there was elite. It's what it was.
I know, but next year, like you said, there could be a Tomlin, there could be a Bill Belichick, there could be a bunch of these names that come back up.
Sure.
That defensively, there's going to be a lot more defensive guys that there are offensive guys at this point.
Justin asked a really good question.
It's T-Mac.
Matthew Golden, Burden, and McMillan. I think it's McMillan, but then I think it's in the opposite order he wrote. I think it's McMillan, Burden, and then Golden.
Absolutely,
I agree. McMillan he's going to be something extremely special. I won't go with Ted on that one.
I think there's a chance Burden gets close to McMillan's ability, but it's just so much competition for targets. The competition in Carolina is not even close to what it is in Chicago.
Yes, it is. It's getting better, to be honest. Getting better because it's him and Coker now. And no offense, Bryce Young doesn't throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. So if T-Mac breaks 1,000, that means his wide receiver 2 doesn't. Or again, like my prediction, he barely broke 1,000. I thought they would just barely miss it. Like he would get, 989 or something like that. And that could be another one. He gets 900. Luther Burden gets 750 and Golden's at 690. It could be really close.
Golden gets 690. I'd even be happy with that. Shit. 690? That's 650 more yards than he had this year.
Yes, but that also means that you're not getting production from other guys.
Well, we're about to lose. We're probably going to lose Dubs, so there's going to be opportunities. And Watson ain't going to be healthy all season. I got to see, what did he have this year? He had 360 yards, no touchdowns. Good job, buddy. Good job. Good pick.
I mean, because it's the Packers drafted him, no offense. The only good receiver you guys have drafted lately is Devontae Adams.
I know, it's been all bust since then, except for Watson flashing potential, it's been bust. Dubs just had his best season and cracked what, like 750?
Yeah.
Our best receiver is Tucker Kraft, and then he went down. We lost our most dangerous offensive player, and then we lost our most dangerous defensive player. We lost our best offensive lineman and then our best defensive lineman. I was impressed we actually were able to even have a good half against Chicago.
But that means your coach did a really good job with those 4 key pieces out.
And then he does
his thing where he dialed something up and he becomes Mike
McCarthy, and he cannot figure out how to stop a ship when it's sinking, and he has zero clue how to game manage a game when he's up by more than by any amount.
Maybe
but when he's up big,
he
did this against Chicago 3 times this year. This was 3 times. He almost blew it with Micah. He blew it the second game, and then he wildly blew it in the playoffs. This was like
a lot like
Ned knows
during Aaron Rodgers' era.
Okay, that's actually sort of true.
And you're on the other side of that. Now you're in the Caleb Williams era.
This
now
sucks, man. I don't like this. This is awful. I hate being on this side.
I'm sorry, you guys don't know no more.
Oh, this is terrible.
That's what happens. The division gets better.
There's water in there. There's water in that drink. This is awful. I hate this. This is a terrible feeling. Ah.
Welcome
and we've got a quarterback. We've got a quarterback that's one of the most up and down QBs in the NFL. Who goes out there and throws? He's like what, a perfect QB, like what, a 95 QBR in the first half, and then he gets what, like 15 yards in the third quarter. Come on,
that's a good 15 yards, sir.
Oh yeah, man. I swear I could have completed.
But that's why you don't, Jordan.
Give me a whole quarter. I'd complete 1 pass. True story.
Oh, Nick, I have to congratulate you. Your beard looks great, dude.
Oh, I appreciate it, buddy. Once I bought the house, I'm done. I'm just gonna let it grow out forever now.
Hell yeah.
I don't need to do anything else.
Good job, Nick. Nicely done. I got a little stubble right there.
I remember 5th grade.
There's a stubble. Yeah, some of the kids I grew it out this week, they're like, oh, you have facial hair. I was like, yeah, you got wait, do you have some?
That's where you go, yeah, just at puberty.
I'm like, where is they call me old, and I'm like, yeah, you'll get there one day.
No, that's when you tell them that facial hair is from their mama. Ooh.
6'7".
It was coming.
He's trying to stay so relevant.
Well, I hear it every day. Man, a true fan will always pick their team to go to the Super Bowl.
That's not true.
No.
Hold on. Yeah,
I haven't picked my team in 40 years.
Nick, are the Carolina Panthers going to the Super Bowl next year?
No, I think they're going to fire their coach.
Yeah, me too. Although you never know, if you guys win a week NFC South again, who knows?
That's absolute. Okay, first of all, we'll just address that right now. I see a comment by Shots from the Sideline. Will Bryce Young break 3,100 yards in 2026? It doesn't matter, because I don't think that the franchise gets better. I think Bryce Young is gone. I think that it's all
30-99.
No, I don't. I think there's a chance that he breaks it, but I think there's a chance he breaks it because the team goes down early. Like I said earlier about the Packers, could be like a 4-7 situation. That means Tepper's firing the coach. Ejiro Evero's gone. Like all that other stuff. The Bryce experiment is over, and then Bryce just doesn't have to worry about it. They're not going to bench him. You're going to be benched at the end of the year, so it doesn't matter. So he's going to go out there and sling it.
I got a question for you, Nick, and Matt, if you want to piggyback on this, let's have some fun with Nick here, okay? How pissed off does Bryce Young make you? Do you think your blood pressure, how many points does it rise when you watch? How many beats per minute does it rise when you're watching Bryce Young in the fourth quarter of a close game?
It doesn't. Like, it's just a normal thing because I don't think he's that good. I think he's not an elevator. I think he is what everybody keeps talking about Brock Purdy. Everybody keeps saying that Brock Purdy isn't this guy and all this other stuff.
I actually think Brock Purdy's a lot better than Bryce Young, actually.
Brock Purdy's a top 5 quarterback, in my opinion. But especially given all the BS that he goes through with injuries, and now they're investigating the whole electrical substation thing. Like his team was actively trying to kill him. So no,
what Purdy did this year with that team, and they still had a really good passing attack. And I know it fell off in the playoffs, but during the regular season, I was really impressed because they had C-Mac, but they had nothing on. I mean, you had Kittle out for most of the season, and your receivers were not.
Exactly. He's able to claw them to the playoffs. He's able to go out there and throw 4 touchdowns and everything like that. Like he can have.
They were a wagon, man. They were.
He's the F-150 to Jordan Love's trailer. Like he is absolutely
You love how he
ground
tosses
mover.
this shit in, man. He just chucks them in. I love it. He just wants. I love it because me and Nick talk too all the time.
I want you to trade Jordan Love and grow up. Get a real quarterback.
Do you? Okay. Can I ask, how good do you think he is?
I mean, he would be. You know what? Jordan Love would be a really good Dolphin.
Let's rank Jordan Love. How good is he? For real. Like, in all honesty. I'm not being biased.
15?
He's not top 5. Okay, the weird thing is, I see flashes, and this is not biased. I mean, his QBR was second. I see flashes of a top 5 QB. And I see flashes of, trying to think of a good QB analogy.
Bryce Young showed me a flash when he destroyed the Packers at one point.
But
you know what? The difference between a top 5 quarterback and a 15 quarterback is the top 5 is consistently winning these games. And we don't have these conversations.
You're right, but it's more than flashes. It happens frequently, but then the shit happens frequently too. So it's so infuriating because it balances out to around 15. You're right, because there's times where he's arguably bottom 5 to bottom 10, and there are times where he's legit top 5, top 10, and you're like, what the hell is he? It's frustrating because it's more up and down to me than most. Like, most guys don't show you, because I could point to like 7 games this year. His QBR was second overall this season. Now that's inflated by some of those amazing games, but there were some games against Detroit early on. There were some games where he looked outstanding. That first half against Chicago, that first game against Chicago, there was several against good teams where he was awesome. Then you get the game against Philly where we're shut out until the fourth quarter, and he looks like he doesn't belong out there. So it's like, who is this guy? I actually am getting close to the point where I'm over it. Like, I know we're not getting rid of him, so I'm stuck with him, and it's frustrating. That's why I'm like, okay, we're not going to change the QB. So I'd like the coach
sound like
more.
Nick.
No, that's where I'm at with the Panthers. It's like I want them to make a change, but the difference is do I think even if you gave me Fernando Mendoza does not improve the Panthers measurably enough. And that's because I don't think any one quarterback can get dropped into Carolina right now and make it better, because they haven't drafted an offensive lineman in 3 years. Like, there's a bunch of other issues. Like, we have Robert Hunt coming off of a major injury, about to make $30 million. Like, there's a lot of other things going on with this team where money could be better invested. And the team just doesn't do that. Like, now we're going to give Jalen Coker a veteran minimum rather than giving him a decent contract, and then going to expect him to basically play on peanuts and then take a contract next year when we actually have to pay him. But then again, if you're doing that, you're also having to pay Bryce Young and all this other stuff. So it's just, we're in the same boat.
Yeah. It's just my guy gets the playoffs, and I know he's good for that, and he can win a playoff. He's won one playoff game.
So there is a question that was actually asked by Justin for Nick earlier, and we didn't really touch up on it.
Oh, sorry,
but it was, do you think that the Carolina Panthers will re-sign Rico Dowdle?
No, he just signed with CAA, so he's going to go out there and get that money. He wants to be the bell cow, and we're not going to make him the bell cow.
You should keep him. That is
They're not going to, because
that is the way you guys win games. Dude, let Brooks go. Your quarterback sucks. Have a 2-headed monster and have the most fun rushing attack in the NFL, and you might win 9 games off of that.
The problem is they're going to address edge rusher most likely in free agency, and if not, they're going to go linebacker, which is why I brought up Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean are the 2 that I like.
If we let Quay go, he's going to get some money somewhere. Seriously.
Quay's gone. He's not going to be a Packer. You guys are not going to pay him the 17, 18 million he's going to need.
I hope we do. I would. I'd let Dubs go, but they'll probably sign him and be stupid and give him.
No, Romeo Dobbs is going to be gone too. They're talking about him getting almost 20 million.
Forget that. I wouldn't even pay him half that. Let him go. He can't.
He's gone.
He doesn't get open. Like, the dude's only good in the 5 to 10 yard range, and I think we could replace that. Honestly, I'd let him go. I wouldn't pay Watson that much either, but yeah. They're going to have to pick one of the 2. Off the Packers, though, I got some MVP stuff to ask you guys. This is fun. Okay. How shocked were you guys? I'm going right to it. How shocked were you guys when Trevor Lawrence was announced as an MVP finalist?
I wasn't.
I was.
They have to put 5 names up there. They're not going to put anybody else other than a quarterback, basically.
Give me anybody else.
No, he was a good quarterback. They
Okay.
arguably could have been in this mix of these games this weekend. They were really good.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look. I just gotta look. So
Trevor Lawrence wasn't great, but he wasn't. I mean, again, I think they just had to put 5 names in there.
So Darnold would have been a better. Well, no, Lawrence did have 29 TDs, I guess.
Yep. And again,
God,
how many games did their team win? Yes.
Darnold would have made more sense, arguably, but that's close. Dak was better, but Dak was better, but you're not putting a guy who had a losing record. Goff was better, but you're not putting a guy on a losing record. So Stafford and May made it. Josh Allen made it. He actually had worse stats than Lawrence, shockingly. Caleb was better.
Also had 17 turnovers.
Yeah, see, that just bothers me. That's why I wouldn't have done it. I would have.
They had to put 5 names in there, and he won 13 games.
I think Justin Herbert made more sense, but he didn't have the rushing. So I guess it sort of does. When I really look at it, it's just wild to me.
When we look at the Chargers now, we don't think of Herbert. We think of Harbaugh. Like now, that's why I think it's going to change with Lawrence. This was Lawrence's chance to maybe win an award. He's not, obviously, but I think from now on we're going to start associating it with Liam Cohen and not Trevor Lawrence.
Good point. I can see that. I just thought, like, outside of a couple of great games, Lawrence, like, he played fine, but it was a lot of why they were good was that rushing attack, which was including him and the defense. It wasn't like outstanding play from him.
The defense is done.
Down there. He had some terrible games. He really did. I don't know if that's MVP worthy. I think that, like, I could give you 5 to 10 QBs that were better than him. I think. Okay, I'll just give you those guys. Mahomes wasn't better, but Justin Herbert was. Caleb Williams was. Can't believe I'm saying it, but he was. Sam Darnold was. Dak Prescott was. Jared Goff was. Jordan Love was better. He only had 6 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers was arguably better. They made the playoffs, or they almost made the play. No, they did make the playoffs. There's a bunch of guys right there. Jalen Hurts was even better too. He was. He wasn't great this year, but he didn't turn the ball over 20 times, 19. I just think, like, can we stop just giving it to a guy on a team with a good record? Like, Lawrence, outside of one historic game, was not that good.
The record really matters, though, because if Drake May wouldn't be in it if he had won 7 of the games, but he had all the touchdowns.
This is one where you just throw Myles Garrett in because he got the sack record. Just do it.
Yeah, but he barely got the sack record.
But it's a record.
I mean, that's great. It'll get broken here soon again. We won't go. This is the longest amount of time that sack record will be. Unbroken.
That's just wild, though, to get that many sacks, even in a pass-happy league, to do that on a bad team. I mean, their defense is solid, but to do that on a bad team, I think just throw him in there. Like,
he got a lot more opportunities to pass rush because his team was bad.
Or here's what you do, in my opinion: you put up. I think JSN, who had 1,800 yards, could have been on there.
JSN's going to be the offensive player of the year.
Yeah, but if a guy's off. And see, that's why I don't love that award. I wasn't even going to touch it because that's the award they give to the guy that was
asked us in the questions. It's going to be JSN and Myles Garrett.
JSN and Myles. Yeah, I don't have another choice. Puka Nacua or CMC could for offensive player of the year, but JSN was better receiver, and I think JSN will win it over McCaffrey.
The odds right now are JSN 1,600. In his favor. So obviously that's big time odds. They basically think he's going to win. All of the sports books think he's going to win. Same thing with Myles Garrett. It's like negative 10,000 or whatever it is, giving up 10.
Oh yeah.
So Nick, Myles Garrett's going to get it.
This has been a fun debate all night. You've been trying to get me to say, let Jordan Love go. I love it.
No, I don't think you should get Jordan Love go because, again, it's the same argument that I'm going to have with Matt LaFleur. Who are you going to get to replace him? Like, there's nobody that I can say right now that the Packers would even be willing to talk about. That's why I was joking about the Ravens. Go get Lamar. But there's literally no way you guys would do that. Second of all, I don't think Lamar would even make your team better. Arguably, it can make your team worse. Because now you have to change up your offense to support him, where I think your offense really benefits from running the ball and playing hard defense.
I've got a question. What if they'd gotten the right OC or quarterback coach, Med? I want to know your thoughts on this because we've been going back and forth. What if the Packers had fired LaFleur and promoted Jeff Hafley? to head coach.
I think that would have been a bad move.
I do too, but you guys are all about defense. He did a good job with the D.
We are all about defense, but I mean, you look at what he did over in Boston College, and he wasn't all that impressive. I was actually kind of shocked that y'all gave him the defensive coordinator job.
I agree.
Mean, he's done a good job, but also he didn't do a great job. And it wasn't until he got a generational talent in Micah Parsons where he actually did a reasonably great job.
Yeah, and not just that, but who's going to be your OC? Like, there's going to be other things to that. And how does Jordan Love react to that? Because obviously the two of them have been attached to the hip for 5 years or something now.
Yeah, true story. I think this is right too. I think Willis and Dubs to the Dolphins. I think Malik Willis is going to get an opportunity to start after how he looked. I think there's a good chance he does.
If that's the case, then Tua needs to get moved. Because they're not going to be able to pay both of them and support Tyreek Hill, which is why I think Tyreek Hill is going to get traded back to the Chiefs.
I think Tyreek is gone and Tua's gone. Matt, do you think that's true, or you think one of them stays?
I think that if anything, I could see Tyreek Hill being traded. And unless they can find another team that is dumb enough to take on Tua's contract, he will probably get cut. It'll be very similar to what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson.
I think it's going to be the Jets.
And I mean, are they coming? Is the Broncos coming off of that big dead cap thing that was going on with when they released?
Yeah, they're actually going to have money. That's what makes Denver scary. I think Denver's going to be the favorite, even if they don't win it this year. They're about to have 40 extra mil, so they're going to get to go spend at receiver and more help on offense, the offensive line, any positions they want on D. But really, they can continue to show up the offense around Bo Nix. I know he's going to be coming off of an injury, but it's not an ACL, so I think they're going to be the team to beat next year because I think they've
broken ankle though is still pretty bad. I mean,
you want to know
what happened to Dak Prescott after he broke his ankle? He's not quite the same quarterback that he was before his ankle got broken.
You want to know who else has a ton of cap? Who has the number 4 most cap in the NFL?
Carolina.
Nope. Hell no. The Seattle Seahawks.
Oh shit. Damn, dude, that's crazy.
They'll have $71 million.
Dude, that's scary, man. Really?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. And of course the Packers have -10.
No, we don't. Do we really?
Yeah, you have -10 million.
Oh,
the Chiefs are -62. The Vikings are -48. The Dolphins are -30. So yeah, there's quite a bit. You guys are pretty screwed. But the Jets are the ones, 66 million. I think they could support Tua. They need a quarterback. They have Garrett Wilson.
Hey, we're I see -4, but yeah, we're 22nd. Oh my gosh, Tennessee is 100, and I still think they're gonna suck. Isn't that funny? I don't know. Maybe Cam Ward's good. We'll see. I just don't.
Cam Ward broke 3,000 yards as a rookie for the Titans after they fired his coach. He's good.
Yeah, it just.
Then they signed Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh is going to be good. That defense is going to be legit. Like the Titans are going
to be great.
He's got talent.
I think going to track.
I'm curious who the OC is going to be.
I just don't trust. I don't know about Saleh as a head coach, and it really is going to come down to if he can get the right dude to run the offense and build an offense. Because I just
Cliff Kingsbury, I think, will end up as a Titan.
This one's interesting.
I like
Breece Hall. Where is Breece Hall going to go?
Breece Hall is going to get an extension because the Jets can't afford to lose him. Period.
That's interesting.
I don't think he's worth trading it either.
I got one more award I want to hit you guys with, and if you guys have any stuff, I got some questions, but we're coming up on an hour and a half. Who gets Coach of the Year?
I like Mike Vrabel.
I think Vrabel too.
I like Vrabel, but honestly, if McDonald ends up in a Super Bowl and wins it, McDonald's getting it.
I could see that.
I mean, McDonald's running the #1 defense in the league. Like,
I still think it's Vrabel, but I could absolutely see McDonald. Who's the other candidates? It's
Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen, which he made Trevor Lawrence relevant again.
Yep.
I mean, geez, you should win an award just for that, right?
He did it by running the ball and taking the thing out of his hands.
Yeah, he did. It was the smartest thing he could have done. He's like, all right, we're running the ball. You're not touching it.
Top 5 is Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, and Vrabel.
Ben Ben Johnson deserves some love, man. I'm going to be real here.
What does he deserve love for? He already got the city of Chicago. What else does he need?
He turned. Okay, Med
That's
knows.
Kyle Shanahan on that.
Chicago has been terrible. And
Exactly. A better Chicago is good for the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. He instilled stability to a team that had none. They didn't have stability since Lovie Smith. Med knows he's been miserable. They finally got it. That's the first head coach they've had that Med. What's the last good coach you guys had before Ben Johnson? Is it Lovie Smith?
It is Lovie Smith.
Jesus, man.
Some people will say Charles Nagy, but I think that when we had Charles Nagy, we were in NFL purgatory.
Matt Nagy. Was it Matt Nagy?
Matt Nagy, yeah.
Right now, the odds are in the favor of Vrabel over McDonald.
Yeah, that's the way I would lean. But I like Ben Johnson too. But Liam Cohen, all five of them. Honestly, Shanahan should almost just get a vote just because he had that team and winning the playoff game with that many injuries. That's crazy. That they had even more severe injuries than my team. That was the most injury ravaged team in the NFL. That's crazy to lose Fred Warner, Bosa, and have Purdy out for part of the year and Kittle out for half the season.
Have you seen the story of why they think it happened?
No, what's the story on that?
They have an electrical substation literally right next to the stadium, literally right next to it. And there's a certain frequency that they give off that helps deteriorate tissue in humans. And they're now being investigated for it.
Dude, I got to know where you get these theories. That's great.
That's not a theory. I didn't come up with it, first of all. There's definitely a doctor out there that put out a whole study about it. And they said that specific electrical signal or whatever literally breaks down soft tissue and things that would normally be ACLs and everything. And the 49ers have the most.
So what's next to the Packers stadium that messes my team up? It's just too cold.
Poor management.
Eating too much poutine before the game.
Listen, do not No, I will not take poutine slander.
Is absolutely outstanding. That's true. When we cut Gary, we're gonna free up like 20 mil.
I'll take Rashawn Gary.
I'm actually ready to let him go, but he did have splash some moments this year, but that was with Micah. That's why you get a Micah. It's like having Steph Curry. It's having a superstar. It makes everybody around you better. But that guy gets hurt, then you have ramifications. So you're right, Nick. But I would still do it every day of the week. The Lions, yeah, I guess so.
They got ravaged by not having Ben Johnson.
True story. That hurt. And Aaron Glenn.
Yep.
Mad. Any final Arcadia stuff? I know it's been a long week for you, and you've got a lot of stuff tomorrow, so I want you to get some rest, buddy. Any final thoughts? When are we? What month-ish do you think we're going to see in Arcadia? I don't want to rush it. I want it to be good, but when do you think we're going to see it?
It's going to be a couple months. One of my co-hosts, he's having some issues with his fiance right now, so he might not be joining us. But other than that, hopefully, I'll start talking to my buddy Goose about it maybe in the next couple months. So
cool, man. If you need another guy, I'd like to hop on when I can. That sounds like fun. Any final thoughts on your Bears that you would like to see? I'm sure you'll be on again before the free agency starts.
No, definitely. We're going to need to be doing some mock drafts in the future, or at least run through the first round.
What's his name? Mike wants to do that running back thing in February that we told him about too, so I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay.
I think it was running backs. Thought it was running backs.
I think really and truthfully what the Bears need to do is they need to address the front seven on defense. Teams will run through us like shit through a goose. I mean, we couldn't stop a Pee Wee football team from even getting a 100-yard rusher. And you as a Bears fan, that kind of hurts a little bit because whenever we weren't great on offense, we were always good on defense, and it was kind of mismatched now. So I would rather them really address the front seven of that line and also address the the agingness of the offensive line. That's what I want them to do.
Good call, man. Seriously, I like it. We've talked a lot about my Packers. Don't let Quay Walker go if you can help it, but hopefully they, you brought LaFleur. We're running back with LaFleur. When you've got Bears fans happy about our head coach, Nick, that tells you all you need to know. You're right. I always say you don't want to let somebody go because you don't know if the next guy is going to be worse.
Yep.
But I did hit my breaking point. I wasn't there the last 3 years.
Why haven't you
was.
hit it with Jordan Love then?
Oh, I have. I just know we're not going to let him go.
Oh
Because
no, trust me. He for one point there, I'd get a text message about how much Jordan Love infuriates him.
pisses me off. I'm so, especially after living my whole life with Favre and Rodgers, I have to watch this guy. And I'm like, he's not a clown, but please.
Rodgers
Look
also
who's got it.
clearly
Packer
benefited
fans
from
are
having
spoiled.
Devontae Adams.
Packer fans are spoiled. I mean,
Wait,
you had two Hall of Fame.
Nick, say that again. What'd you say?
He clearly benefited from like Devontae Adams and guys like that. Like Aaron
Rodgers?
Rodgers was propped up by a fantastic defense and really great weapons. You look what he did with the Jets.
Well, I mean, that's why I do want to see
And the
Love with some
Steelers.
better receivers. I think if even if Rodgers had these receivers, he would have looked quite like Aaron Rodgers, even in his
no,
prime.
he would have won 5 games, and you guys would have fired Mike or LaFleur already.
So Love is good. I know he is. It's just
He's
frustrating.
good, not great. There's plenty of good quarterbacks
So what
out
you're
there.
telling me is Aaron Rodgers actually held down Mike McCarthy.
I agree.
Nick,
When
you're
Mike
not actually
McCarthy
believing
takes the
this, right?
Steelers' job and wins more games than the Packers, I'm gonna laugh.
Do you just say things to make me mad?
No, the Aaron Rodgers era was the bane of all football. Anybody who
Dude,
thinks that
he's-
Aaron
okay,
Rodgers is
okay.
a good quarterback likes watching a dude throw pretty, quote unquote, pretty balls. That's it.
Okay.
He's
In
not
the
even
regular
top 5. Not even
in the-
top 5.
I mean, Clay Matthews probably like touching on his pretty balls.
Exactly.
knows how good he is. He just destroyed his team all the time. But I will say this, regular season Aaron Rodgers was one of the best talents I've ever seen. But like Peyton Manning, his game dropped. Tom Brady, what made him special? What made Michael Jordan special? There's a reason these guys only come around every so often. Their game's here, and they bring it up a whole nother level in the playoffs. Just look at Michael Jordan. His average in the regular season was like 30.1. He jumps 3.5 points in the playoffs from being one of the best of all time to being the freaking GOAT. That's why he's that great.
Michael Jordan required multiple
bothered
Hall
me
of
with
Fame
LeBron.
teammates.
Yes. Of course he did. Every great player had all. Magic Johnson
he's the
had
only
Hall
one
of
that
Fame
gets the
teammates.
praise.
Phil
for 6 rings.
Jackson. Scotty was great. They wouldn't have won 6 without him. But you know who wouldn't have won any rings? Magic Johnson wouldn't have. Steph Curry wouldn't have won any. You have to have other good players as well to win a ring. Sam Darnold, if he wins a ring, you know why they're going to win one? Because of the defense, and the coaching. He was good
That's
too.
why he should win Coach of the Year.
He also has the best receiver in football.
I mean, they drafted the best receiver in football.
Yeah, the GM. It takes everybody. Even basketball, it's not just one guy.
Then we got to stop giving all the credit to Michael Jordan.
He's still the greatest player ever. He had the best number 2 ever.
Arguably, he's not. If we want to talk rings, he's got less. If we want to talk points, there's people that have more. If we want to talk assists, rebounds, somebody has more. He just has the most accumulation, and because he was in the 90s, there is so much nostalgia about it that nobody will touch him. And when eventually somebody gets close to it, they will beat him. Or eventually the stigma will go away, and LeBron will finally ascend his throne.
Oh, he's not. He's not.
If anybody right now, if we could magically put the two of them to play against each other, I'm not saying Michael Jordan wouldn't score points, but LeBron is a clearly better overall player than he ever was.
He does more, but he didn't. He wasn't. He does. He's
doesn't
a better
need to
rebounder,
score
passer.
35 points to win because it's a team game, like you said. The difference is LeBron is not out there trying actively to be the greatest player of all time. That's all Michael wanted to be. And the stigma now of the shoes and the 6 rings will precede him for a very long time.
Matt, any thoughts? You're just enjoying this.
No, I mean, personally, I see what he's saying. 1-on-1, I think LeBron would probably beat Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual game goes, I still think that, even though I just said that, I still think that Michael Jordan is the best player of all time because he was clutch. And, you know,
when he did the playoffs, that's what made him the best.
Yeah. And I mean, not only that, I mean, it was how he elevated everyone else's game. Now, LeBron does the same thing. But also, you know, whenever someone talks about, like, when you're talking about Michael Jordan and he had to have Scottie Pippen, or You know, you had to have Dennis Rodman or Horace Grant. Look at what LeBron had to do. He had to get other Hall of Famers on his team too to even have a chance.
Dwayne Wade.
Everywhere he
You're not-
went,
you're
he
not
had
wrong.
Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. He had
You're not
Kyrie
wrong, but also
Irving
look at the
and-
level of talent now as compared to the 1990s. The level of talent now is not even close.
This is why I'm going to
It
change
is-
the show to a sports show because I
It's
got to talk basketball.
head over heels harder in the NBA now to win than it ever
Oh,
was, especially
God,
during LeBron's era.
They don't.
People-
That's why
took
we don't
out
care
Hinch,
as much about Magic's wins as much anymore. Yeah, he's a pantheon player, but nobody goes, "Oh, he's the best ever." Like it's arguably Michael or LeBron, but I give it to LeBron because he's played against much harder talent for his entire career.
I would say more athletically gifted people that are benefiting from a change in defensive play.
Of course. Yeah. And then of course you get the changing of the guard with the Warriors, inventing the basically 3 or die and everything like that. Like it's completely changed. It's not the same thing where you could just go down in the paint or just win the game by scoring 31 points by only shooting mid-range jumpers. That's not how you win in the NBA anymore. My Charlotte Hornets for some reason, I have the number one offense in the NBA just by hailing threes down.
Wait, say that one more time.
The Hornets have the number one offense in the NBA right now.
No way.
Yeah, and in their wins, they have an NBA record margin of like plus 13.9 or something like that.
Dang, man.
They only, but this is
oh my gosh,
they've only won
Jason,
17 games.
Jason with the NBA take, I love it.
See, that's why I wish we could put them in like a special thing and have them play. But it's just the argument. Just like before Michael, it was Kareem. Oh, Kareem, nobody will ever beat Kareem. Blah blah blah. And then Jordan comes along.
And Russell.
I mean,
and then Russell before then.
In my personal opinion, I thought that Hakeem Olajuwon was actually better than Kareem.
It's kind of like I'm trying to think of who would be a good one. It's almost like the 1B to it. He's good, but
that's actually what I think of LeBron. I think he's great, but I know he does overall game, yes.
He's the greatest overall player, period.
Yeah, but peak, what Jordan was able to do to lift teams, especially that game 6 against the Jazz.
He was a scorer.
Yeah, but he also played defense. He also could pass when he wanted to.
That's when the hand check was a thing. Now you can't play defense like that anymore. The game isn't played the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a moot argument to even have.
I think
because
what made
Jordan couldn't survive in this NBA because he couldn't do his defensive, bully ball.
I don't know.
He would be fouled out in 5 minutes.
I think he would have adjusted. It would have been a different game. And I think what made Jordan special was the mental. Like the dude just did not care about the next shot if he was going to miss it. And until later in his career, LeBron, the reason why LeBron never eclipsed him was that, and I know Dirk had a special run, but that 2000, it wasn't just the 2011. He had opportunities before that. And I know he won his first ring at the same age, but he had opportunities in the finals and he really choked. And that's such an indictment. Now, later in his career, he reminded me of Jordan, the way he would just go out and carry the Cavs with nothing but maybe Kevin Love. It was pretty special. 2 finals and then throw up 50 against Steph, Kevin Durant. They had to stack a team against this guy in his mid-30s just to beat him. He's that special.
But that's the thing. Jordan never had to go through that. They were clearly the best team in the NBA, leaps and bounds pretty much every year. It was literally the Warriors of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he was running through, the gauntlet anymore. He was beating 1 or 2 teams with, again, arguably Dennis Rodman's a top 5 center of all time or power forward of all time.
My dad texted me. He's like, I don't like mixed stuff about Jordan. He's like, I don't. My dad is like the biggest Jordan lover in the world. He's like, I like Nick, but Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
And again, I can't blame people for saying it. I just think that if we're going to talk about the best basketball player, it's LeBron James. If you want to talk about the best winner, sure, give it to Michael. But even then, the best winner is Bill Russell with 11 rings.
Well, yeah, but see, with that one to me is great. Even though he won the 11, there was like 15 teams then too.
But see, that's the point. It continually changes. And eventually, when Victor Wembanyama has 5 rings, we're going to be like, oh, Wemby's the best.
I still think in the late '90s the guys were pretty athletic, not quite to the level they are now, but they're pretty athletic, and he went through some pretty great players at an advanced age. And then he did it with Scotty out that last
He
one
went
with
through the
Rodman.
most
Rodman was
physical
a
era of
shell.
basketball.
And see that what's crazy is that in itself is pretty tough to go through. It's not like the NFL
I don't
where I'm
disagree.
impressed that Dan Marino even lasted 15 years. Or John Elway, the fact that he played to his late 30s with the way they could hit those guys' legs was wild. That they were still good in their mid to late 30s. I mean, Steve Young didn't even last 10 years. And Troy Aikman didn't even last until his early 30s because of how hard the guys got hit then. The NBA did shave years off your career then. It does a different thing now, though. Med, I don't know how much NBA you watch. To me, the game
Not
is
lately, no.
the game now is so athletic and they run so much. I don't see how they can logistically keep this an 82 game season. They got to shave it 10 to 15 games because these guys are having so many lower leg injuries and they're running so much more than they used to. I think they got to change how they do a season moving forward because you're having some of the best players every year go down and get hurt. And in the NBA, that really kills the product more than the NFL because there's only 5 guys playing.
I don't disagree with that. I feel like it's something else needs to be addressed with contracts. This way teams can be a bit more spread out.
True.
But that's a whole separate argument. I also think that teams are also already slowing down. Like you'll see games all the time where it's 91, 87. So there's definitely moments where they're, but that's just it returning back to normal. There are still games where people explode for 140 points, but that's because they rain down threes. Like you said, it's a completely different game. And as much as I want to be critical of Michael Jordan, I watched Last Dance. He's great.
You know how many times I've watched Last Dance, man? You're talking to like the ultimate Jordan fan. And it's funny is I can openly admit there are things LeBron does better. There is. He's
that's
probably
what I'm saying. My
passer.
argument with it is if you want to talk about the greatest basketball player, it's LeBron James, period. If you want to talk about the greatest scorer or the greatest winner or whatever, the most dominant in playoffs, we can have that argument. But if we were going to build a prototype player until Victor Wembanyama showed up, it was LeBron James.
I'm still going Jordan, but I get your argument. I do think that he's the clear number 2. He is.
The problem is now there's so many guys in the NBA that can put up 32 a game like Jordan did. It's what are they doing in the playoffs? That's why I give it to Jordan when it comes to playoffs, when it comes to the other side of it.
Well, and the reason why I go to the NBA argument, Med, is because to me, like what Aaron Rodgers did, it's not a good comparison because James Harden never won a ring. But what Rodgers did in the playoffs, the only reason Peyton isn't quite mentioned in the same breath is because he had that Denver run at the end and he got 2. But Peyton, for most of his career, and I know he went up against Brady and Belichick, that matters.
Yep.
But his play did drop off. And Rodgers, Med, you watched enough of them. To me, it was really similar where you're watching one of the best you're ever going to see in the regular season, and then it dropped off.
Well, also at the same time, when you would watch some of the Packer games and stuff, the defense was elite during the regular season, but for some reason they would always have a meltdown in the playoffs.
Well, the defense was great early in his career, and at the end, there was a 10-year run where that defense sucked. It was not that good.
Though.
In the 2010s.
Do you guys not remember? Oh, I'm sorry.
I could pull up the ranks. They were. I don't think they ever cracked top 10 from like 2012 or 13 up to like 2021. Like it was almost 10 years. There was an average to below average defense, but the offense was really good most of the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
No. It was just saying. Do you guys not remember when LaFleur first got there, and we ended up finding out that Aaron Rodgers was dirting balls when he didn't like the play?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what he did his entire career. That's why he didn't throw a whole lot of picks, because he would rather just toss it into the dirt or yeet it out. Like it seemed like he was the guy that was always trying to be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't. Nope. Can't do that. Can't like it. Everybody wants to put Aaron Rodgers in the top 5. And it's just like, if you had to build your team, I wouldn't do it. Like he's sure if you want to give him 15 or something like that, but there's way better quarterbacks out there. Joe Burrow's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
I can't go there because he's been perpetually injured. I think Rodgers was in that 6 to 10 range all time, but what kept him from being truly even on Peyton's level was the drop off in the playoffs. But there's very few guys that their play gets better in the playoffs who I can think of at quarterback. Well, actually, 3. I've got a third one. I'm going to shock Med with this one. I got Tom Brady and Joe Montana, and I think Terry Bradshaw is the other one where his play significantly improved in the playoffs. A couple of his Super Bowls, were the only games he had over 300 yards, and he didn't do that in the regular season. So, but it's because he won 4. That was the defense mostly. But you saw some of his best games in the playoffs. Same with Bart Starr too, but like where he elevated his play, but he was carried by a defense and a running game, just like Terry Bradshaw was. And then you saw some moments where it's like, oh, okay, I can play too. But to me, those 2 that were at the very tippy top that got better in the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
What about Patrick Mahomes at this point? Patrick Mahomes deserves to be in that conversation.
No, I agree. No, he's definitely top.
I think he's
2.
I would say he's in the top 4 or 5.
3rd or 4th.
He's 2 for me.
Montana still eclipses him because he was unblemished in the Super Bowl, and
the unblemished thing doesn't matter.
It does.
Going to a Super Bowl matters too. That's the LeBron argument. Oh, well, he lost some. Okay, getting there matters too. Just because you missed the playoffs doesn't make you better than somebody else.
Okay, getting there matters, but then when you lay a goose egg like LeBron, then it goes the other way where it really hurts you. But that was early in his career.
But again, if you lay a goose egg in the final game, okay, yeah, you couldn't come up in this one game. It's not like he didn't win a multiple titles. The idea that Jordan gets a pass because he went 6-0 and then never went back, even with the teams that he was with, is not a better argument to say it otherwise. So the unblemished thing with Steve Young isn't a thing.
Once Jordan had a second All-Star, when he played a full season, he won every time.
Yes, 6 times. And then the other times he didn't make it to the finals. So when you go to have the Pantheon,
early in his career, that was when there was the Celtics were in the way. He had nobody else with him, and the Pistons, and he didn't even have another guy.
But that's why he survived the most physical by far.
He did. The one indictment on Mahomes, Med, and Nick for me this season was an indictment, not even making the playoffs.
Yeah, but he got hurt in
legacy. No. He got hurt like week 16. In the legacy argument, to me, it was week 15 or 16, wasn't it? It was late. Med, wasn't it? Wasn't it like at the very end?
It was about 3 or 4 games to go.
Let me look.
But also at the same time,
you're right. It's the Chargers game.
Yeah, it was December 17th. They were already done. They were already
in fact, the game he got done when they got hurt was when they got eliminated.
They got eliminated. They were already like snowball's chance. They were 6.
And they were losing when he got hurt. So
yeah. They had to win out and get a ton of help to make the playoffs. So not making the playoffs in your prime, that in legacy arguments of all time, we got to have things we love about players and things we can knock them down to make these arguments. It's a debate. That does knock him a bit for me. I still think he's 3rd. I think
Steve Young in 1990 went 6. Only had 6 games. What is this?
But Steve Young isn't in this discussion for me. He's not top 5.
Steve Young also had Jerry Rice.
I don't even get me started on Jerry Rice.
My top 5 are this. It's for me. It's Tom Brady, Joe Montana, still barely Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, John Elway. That's my top 5. But I see a couple more years of this out of Mahomes doesn't even make the playoffs or do much. Peyton's regular seasons were pretty special, but he does have 3 rings to 2 when we're stacking resumes. But that's my top 5. Med, what's yours?
I actually like Brady, Joe Montana. I do go with Mahomes right there, and then I would say Manning and John Elway. Same as you, really.
Nice, I love it. Yeah, there we go. The running back one's gonna be fun in February, and then we'll dip because we're at almost 2 hours. I could do this all night. Nick, what's yours?
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Eli Manning.
Joe Montana didn't make your top 5. Wow, Eli.
Again, I'm biased though. I was born in 1990. I didn't watch any of these people.
I know.
Play.
Go back.
I've gone back and looked at them,
man.
and I still don't think they could hold a candle to some of the quarterback play we have now.
Well, Eli Manning is
beat the
You
Darth
got
Vader.
screwed not going in the Hall of Fame in the first ballot.
I agree. Like
Oh,
Eli Manning,
that's
if
fair.
anybody right now could get prime Eli Manning, they would all take him.
Justin's enjoying this, but I know Med's tired. Okay, guys. I had a blast. Nick, before we bounce, tell everybody about your and my family wants to play Escape from Tarkov. So, and this dog's pissed, so I gotta let her out. Nick, final Panthers thoughts, where people can see your Charlotte Hornets broadcasts, when, and any stuff about the network, any of your stuff, what you got. We'll be doing mock draft soon.
I'm going to continue to be doing stuff right there. Roll coverage on YouTube and X. I'm streaming all the Hornets games. Going to be streaming all the Panthers games next year as well. I do think the Panthers are probably going to fire their coach when they regress in wins. I think that's just because I think that the Panthers go up, they go down. That's just what they do. So unfortunately, we're on the other side of that. Other than that, I've just kind of been chilling. I'm going to be writing for Blitz Sports Media this year for the Panthers and supporting them and everything like that. So yeah.
Cool, man. And Med will have Nerdcadia coming soon. I'm very excited. They're all for the network. We're going to try to rebuild it. I'm going to try to get my Twitter back, but otherwise I will rebuild. We'll be having some mock drafts soon. I will definitely be on next week on Friday night, back at 9 p.m. Eastern, talking about the conference championships, any more head coaching stuff, maybe a little NBA. I kind of want to chuck more NBA into the show. This was kind of fun. Med, I appreciate you hanging out, man. I know you're tired. You rock, dude. Justin's going to check your stuff out. Nick, can you throw your YouTube in the chat for me and post a comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick, Justin, I'm gonna post it so you can click on it and go to it. I'm gonna start doing better with that. But man, I'm excited for Nerdcadia, man. Yeah, keep me posted. I'd love to. Our talk about Marvel the other night was a blast. So cool. And with all this Avengers Doomsday stuff popping out, there's a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, dude. And Med, whenever you get that thing started, I'm so ready. I just told Isaac the other day I want to do a D&D campaign so bad.
Sam's been talking to me. We will definitely be looking into that in the future because I told my buddy that's down here, usually he does the Dungeon Master thing with us, and if Sam wants to do it and we all just basically do like the StreamYard and not have little cameras everywhere, like, okay, what are we doing,
Yeah, so, I think it could be pulled off, dude. And if I have OBS or anything like that, anything I can do to help, just tell me.
I appreciate that, bro.
Of course.
And I'll be doing my movie thing soon. Me and my buddy will talk about it, but I'm gonna keep with the name Izac on Football. I kind of like this logo until I get the Twitter back, and then I'll tell everybody about it. But I'll have more shorts out for you guys. Mock draft soon, and I'll see.
Go V.
Huh?
Go Izac V.
I kind of like it. I like the Izac on Sports too. I'm going to play with the names. If I get the Twitter back, then I can decide if I want to keep Fun Football or change it. I do like this logo, so we'll see. The Izac V thing is kind of cool because I can make it anything. But
exactly.
Ned, thank you, buddy. I hope you have a good day tomorrow, man. Nick, have blast with the Hornets games. Text me next time you got one. Guys, this was going to be a surprise, but I probably will hop on Twitter. Twitter tomorrow and talk a little UFC before the fight. So stay tuned for details, but I'll see you guys soon. This was a blast. Justin, thank you for hanging out, man. I would go longer. I know Med's had a long day and my family wants to play. Jason, thank you for hopping in. He left this great comment for you. Can't even win a championship without his team stacked. And he says, every fan base wants to be us, but they can't be us because they aren't the Packers.
Why would I want to be y'all?
Yeah, no. Literally. I'd rather have Caleb Williams.
You're just finally experiencing winning. It feels good, doesn't it?
Now you get the other side of that.
Is the reason why they call them the Packers is because they got sent to Cancun early this year?
Yep, they got sent packing.
That's true. And then Janae was in. Thank you, everybody. My dad popped in. Jamie popped in. You guys rock. Miami to go. Justin, thank you for all your comments, man. You rock. It was a lot of fun. I will be back again next week. Med, Nick, you guys are the best. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Izac on Football, out.
See you guys.
My nose.